everyone, I'm Tina DiLeo and welcome to Cheftini's Kitchen, where we will make magical meals in minutes. Sit back, relax, and if you like any of the recipes that you see here today, please visit my website, cheftini.com. So I would like to welcome Fran and Nicole from Treat Me Sweet Candy Buffets to my kitchen. So we are going to have a great meal today. We're going to make some soups and sandwiches, but before we get into that, I thought we would take a little bit of the edge off and make a sangria because we're all a little bit nervous, I think.
Absolutely.
So to make a sangria, this is a little different type of sangria. We're going to start with a little bit of white wine. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We're going to start with the orange soda. And this is a Blood Orange soda, which is an Italian soda. It's a little bit sweeter. And we're going to do, I would say, about half the bottle. I would do the whole thing if I thought it would fit in the pitcher. And there's some fresh fruit. Actually, I'm sorry, there's some frozen fruit and some fresh mint already in there to flavor it. And we'll just top it off with a little bit of white wine. I think I'm putting more wine than soda. Yes. And this is a Sauvignon Blanc, which is a little crisper to go with the sweetness. Oh, we may get the whole bottle. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Do you drink sangrias at home, or do you drink
more of a wine person?
More of a wine, yeah. I'm going to put a little bit more fresh fruit in here. But I thought since we all have to, it's the afternoon, be a nice drink for. I'm going to get a little spoon. Try to spoon in some of that fresh mint, and there we go. For you.
Thank you.
For you. And, oh, you know what? Let me just get my glass as well. That would be good, right? So I really want to thank you guys for being my first guests in my kitchen.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank
to
you.
you.
Cheers. Thank you. I'm very excited. So I'm really glad that you, like I mentioned, that you guys are here, and I'm really excited to cook with you. And today we're going to, since you're busy working moms with your own business, I thought we could do some soups and salad and some easy wraps for quick weeknight meals, because I know being a mom, I'm a mom myself, how hard it is to sometimes just get dinner on the table and it's 5 o'clock and there's nothing to cook and we're all kind of standing there looking around, and I have been there. People laugh and they say, Cheftini doesn't know what to cook for dinner. I'm like, I'm just like you know, coming up with ideas and things. So I was really excited to have you ladies on, because I know what hard work you put into your candy business, and I actually wanted to, learn a little bit more about it and how you got started.
Sure. Well, basically, I used to do cakes. I enjoyed baking, so I used to bake for friends and family. And I was making an engagement cake for a mutual friend. And Nicole had happened to see these candy bars that were popping up on social media. And it was a great idea. And she turned to me and said, why don't we try and create a candy bar to complement your cake? So we approached her and we said, we'll offer everything for free. I mean, and would love to try and recreate a table with complimentary candy to go with your cake.
I mean, the candy buffets, the tables that you ladies do, I mean, they are unbelievable.
We've come a long way.
No, very long way from that
first
but it's a work of art. I mean, it's more than just jars of candy, and there's a lot of thought and a lot of design preparation. So it must take you. I've been to your shop, and I came home and I said to my husband, I'm so impressed at how organized and how well thought out each table and how you laid it out. You really put a lot of design elements into every table, from designing it to packing it to breaking it down to putting it back. It's a lot of work.
So our weeknights are stressful. So
Right.
any good quick meal is definitely something we can
Well,
use.
you're in the right place, because I am definitely known for a quick meal, homemade in most cases, sometimes semi-homemade. For me, as a busy mom, I like to keep. I have certain things that I believe in. So the first thing I think to get you through a busy week is your slow cooker. which we're not going to use today, but I'm just going to say if you're not using your slow cooker as a working mom, you are missing out. It is a set it and forget it. Sometimes it's an 8-hour thing. Sometimes it can be a 4. I've made pizza in the slow cooker, walked away for baked potatoes, spaghetti squash, things like that you don't have to turn the oven on. You don't have to be sitting on top of it. So I love the slow cooker. And the other thing is, and I don't know if you ladies do this, but I always have, 10 ingredients. I always keep certain things in my kitchen, from olive oils to grains to pasta to tomatoes, different frozen food like broccoli, frozen oats. I always have some kind
You
of
can always
frozen.
whip something
There's
up.
always something, it doesn't always have to be, because Fran and I talked a little and I said, what is a quick and easy meal? And you said takeout, and the idea is, there's nothing wrong with takeout, but the idea is that we want to, cook. And you have a busy schedule with 3 kids, and you have 2 children under 2. So I'm going to show you 2 quick soups and 2 quick wraps. The soups are homemade, but I took some shortcuts with some chopped vegetables that were already pre-chopped.
Okay.
If you have the time to pre-chop, but I know you guys have a lot of
I like
moms
pre-cut.
or
Love
parents
pre-cut.
like to do their weekend prep, but your weekends are pretty packed because you're
There is
setting
no
up.
weekend.
Right. So, local stores with your pre-chopped onions, pre-chopped carrots, the list is on the, I
Time
made a
savers.
butternut squash soup. I didn't even have to peel and cut that huge, but which is, if you have the time, is good, but the cauliflower I bought pre-packaged. You need time savers, and I think in the end it's still cheaper than ordering out, and you're getting, and what's
It's
in your,
healthier.
and it's healthier. You know
Exactly.
what's going in your food. So the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna make a quick butternut squash with you. But it's butternut squash and cauliflower, so it has a little bit of both flavors. And everybody loves cauliflower, especially these days. It seems to be because of the
choice.
creamier texture. Yeah, I put a little cream in there just to make it a little extra. So let's get started. I'm going to grab my ingredients and my pot, and we'll get cooking.
Great.
So let's start with the salad, because salad is healthy. This is a mixed green salad. I like to buy the pre-washed. It's triple washed. Takes part of the workout. So before we get started I have some toppings for the salad. Let's make our own balsamic vinaigrette, which is really simple. I like to make my own vinaigrette because it doesn't have any added preservatives, and I know what's going inside of it. So to start, we're going to take I know this is the extra virgin because it's a little bit greener than the regular olive oil. So we're going to start with some extra virgin olive oil and I like balsamic vinegar. You could also do this with red wine vinegar. You could actually make salad dressing with any fruit juice. If you have a little oil and fruit juice, you could do the same idea. Usually it's a 2-to-1, so you want to have about, I would say that much. I'm not really sure how much that is, but 2-to-1 ratio of, you want to have more vinegar than you have, you want to have more oil than you do vinegar. And then we'll bring this up a little bit. I have this, you could do this in a mason jar. I happen to have this mixer from an old kitchen party I went to. Kitchen, those home parties that you have. And then I'm just going to season this with, I don't want to use my fingers because you're guests in my kitchen. So we'll say about a heaping 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a little bit of pepper. We can do that after. That's it. We can even put a little bit of honey in there if you'd like. You can pretty much, a lot of, sweetens it up a little bit. It's like a little good squeeze of the honey bear. And then what we do is, if you don't have a little gadget like this, put it in a mason jar, the same thing, shake it up, it emulsifies the oil and the vinegar. And I love this little gadget, but you can mix it up. You'll get the same effect even if you used a whisk. You don't have to have any fancy kitchen gadgets, but I do, of course. So that's it really. That's really all that is to it. And this will last you, depending on how much salad you eat, but this will last you a while. You could keep it on the counter. You could keep it in the refrigerator. Sometimes if you keep it in the refrigerator, the oil will build up a little, so you might have to mix it up and let it sit at room temperature. So for our salad, we're going to do, I always like to put craisins in my salad. So a few craisins. You could put regular cranberries. I also love sesame sticks, and I think if you're trying to get your kids to eat healthier, they like things that crunch. So other than potato chips and things like that, I put a few sesame sticks in there as well. And my little secret is some chopped, people like to put nuts, and I like to put a few, especially this time of year, I was going to put in here, and I don't think we have it out, and I was going to put some green olives in here. I think I have them out. I'm gonna grab my meat mallet. You can use the back of a pan, something heavy. I'm just gonna crush them up. Make them a little easier. You don't need that many. I have a lot in here. You can save these. You can keep your nuts in the freezer if you have any nuts because they tend to go bad, especially in the summer. And I'm sorry to use my fingers here. They're clean, I promise. It just adds a little extra. Nuts are good for you. You don't want to put too many, but it's got healthy oils in them. And that's it. And do you guys like cheese?
Love cheese.
I mean, I can put cheese in just about anything. So we are going to do a little bit of Parmesan. Parmesan girl for sure. And that's really it. And then I like to dress my salad right before because if you don't, the leaves tend to get a little wilted. So, and that's it. And let's pour a little bit on here. You don't need too much. It makes it nice and creamy. It sticks to the leaves. I have my little bamboo hands here. Mix it up. And that's it. And then you have a healthy salad. You could probably get you started on that. So I was looking through your website, and I was looking at some of the clientele that you've had, and you've really had some notable events that you've done for. I saw Mariana Rivera rather, and you were recently did something for, was it Warner Brothers or was it for?
Yes, it was for the Pan movie premiere,
And
after party premiere.
And you had done a candy table for how many people?
400.
400 people. I mean, and it was how many
12
tables?
feet long.
How long did it take you to plan something like that?
Several days in the store. We're in there working late nights.
I
and
can only
getting
imagine
everything
that.
together.
Yeah, it must really be. But it was really, you can find your Facebook page. You must have tons of pictures on there.
Yes, all our pictures for every event we've ever done, we always post on Facebook.
And your website.
Our website is www.treatmesweetcandybuffets.com, and we post all our pictures there as well. It's basically, Facebook, social media, it's what's driven our business.
Right.
It's been fantastic.
So would
for
you
us.
say that you get a lot of your referrals from social media? Or is it
Absolutely.
word of mouth?
Yeah.
Or a
Word
little
of
bit
mouth. They've been to a party. They've seen it. They
Right.
call us.
Well, that's the best. The best business you can ever get is by word of mouth because
Absolutely.
if people are referring you, that means they like what you've done and what you
Yeah,
know.
that speaks a lot about
Right.
a business rather than putting, a lot of advertisements up.
Right.
And so we haven't, and all of our business has been word of mouth and social media as well.
Right.
So it's great.
All right, so I'm going to leave this here with you. I'm going to go grab some dishes, and this is our simple salad, and I'll be right back. We'll start on the soup.
Great.
So, as I mentioned before, I like to buy the vegetables pre-cut. I bought some pre-cut onions. I really went pre-cut on this one. Some pre-cut butternut squash. Even the cauliflower was pre-cut. The only thing is that I like to do with the cauliflower is, because this squash is so small, is a little bit of prep work, but just kind of give it a rough chop just so that everything is sort of the same size. So, because we're gonna just basically put everything into the pot. So the first thing we're gonna do is just a little bit of butter, and that's about a tablespoon of butter. And if I can open my oil jar here, we're gonna say it's about a tablespoon, just a little bit of oil. And we're going to, I don't have a spoon here. I'll just grab a spoon. It's about an onion, so I would say I'm eyeballing it, but this container, that's about one small onion. So we'll put about one small onion in here. Ideally, really would like to melt the butter and oil a little bit, but this is okay. This will be fine. It'll all melt together, okay? And we put this on the stove, saute it a little bit, get the onions to become a little bit clear, but not brown. You don't want to brown them. So, and then we will basically chop that up here. Would you mind chopping some cauliflower?
Absolutely.
So while you chop the cauliflower up, I'm gonna put this on the stove and just let it get a little bit of a lighter color while you do that. And you just want it on medium heat. You don't want to walk away from your onions because you really don't want them to burn. And then give them a little bit of a stir.
Can you do this in the slow cooker?
You could. You
Okay.
could definitely do this in a slow cooker. I mean, the thing about cauliflower is sometimes even cabbages can smell a little bit, and that tends to happen when you overcook it. But what you can do is put a little bit of, like a tablespoon of white vinegar. It'll take away the smell.
Absolutely.
Put it in your water. It'll take the smell away. So that's just a little tip to, kind of keep the smells down. Sometimes some of these vegetables can.
Yeah.
But it definitely, that's
Good
great.
enough?
I think so. Yeah.
How much cauliflower
So
would this
we
be?
have about 3 cups of cauliflower and about 2 cups of butternut squash. And if you like more butternut squash, you could do a little bit more butternut squash and a little bit more. So what we'll do is, while our onions are cooking, I'm going to give them a pinch of salt and pepper. And I'm going to add a little bit of thyme, and then I'm going to save a little bit of thyme for afterwards just to give it a little bit of flavor while it cooks. And then we're going to put these inside the pot. We're going to give it a stir and just to kind of coat it through. And then we're going to add, I would say it's about 5 cups of chicken broth. If you don't have chicken broth, you can use 5 cups of water and add a bouillon cube, and they'll give it the same flavor. I always keep bouillon in my pantry just for flavor, but also for last minute meals. And box stock is really a great.
Always have it.
You
in
can
the
make your
fridge.
own and freeze it. I think it's great, but I just go for the organic box stock I buy it in bulk and I keep it in my pantry and I always have it. So I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper because the onions are just starting to become clear. I'm going to turn this up a little. This is cooking a little bit slow. And I'm going to give a little bit of salt. And you want to flavor every part of your dish so that it has. And the other thing we're going to add to this when it's done is a little bit of nutmeg and a little bit of cream, which we will get out. So I'm going to take this, and we hear our onions are sizzling away now. Yeah, I think that's perfect actually.
How many people would this?
This will feed 4 to 6. So if you're going to do like a soup and a salad and a sandwich, I would say it would feed 6. If you're going to do it as a main meal with maybe a side salad, I would say 4. And when you add the cream and the nutmeg, I think
It thickens it up a
it
bit.
thickens it up a little
Makes it a
bit.
little sweeter for the kids to eat.
For the kids to eat their vegetables, right? So these are browning a little. That's okay. And we're just gonna really just dump them in, and it's gonna do all the work, I just that one's a little bit big. I'm just gonna give that a little cut. So if your hands are clean, you use your hands. I mean, I cook with my hands. Do you have any go-to meals that you use when you have a busy schedule or that you like to make not take out?
Not take out now. Well, obviously, I do love the slow cooker. My kids love chili
Oh,
or chicken soup, so those are some things that I tend to prepare the night before and then just.
Do you
have
let
slow
them cook overnight or do you?
No, I'll just prepare everything in the crock pot, but leave it in the fridge, and then at night, the next morning, before I leave to go to work, I'll just put it on the slow cooker.
Now, and you have 2 kids that are under 2, is that right?
They don't need to eat.
They don't really eat that much, right?
Well, I mean, a 2-year-old eats
Right.
one chicken nugget and then
Right.
for the night. So
What about for you and
we've done our go-to meal is like chicken cutlets because it's like just something that we can really make really quickly.
you know people that make them in large batches and then they put them in the
Yeah,
freezer?
and then you can even make chicken parmesan with the chicken cutlets you made in the beginning of the week. So we like
Right.
to use that at least as our weekly go-to.
Yeah, I do that even for my kids. I'll make chicken cutlets on a Monday. My son will take them for lunch in a sandwich on a Tuesday, or have them with a side of spaghetti or pasta on a Tuesday or Wednesday. This is the chicken stock. This has saute it a little bit in the with the onions and the oil and butter. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna make it quick. Take that off. And you really just, that's it. It's 5 cups, and we're just gonna kind of just set it and forget it, but we're not gonna really set it, right? And that will just come to a simmer. And when those vegetables are soft, which should take, I think 15 minutes or so, I'm going to take, do you have an immersion blender or do you have a Cuisinart or something?
Cuisinart.
Okay, so I have a Cuisinart, but I bought this 2 years ago. My favorite kitchen gadget, is this immersion blender.
I love it. I never used it.
Oh, this is great. You can puree right in your pot. I wouldn't do it in a Teflon, in a coated pot, but this is stainless steel. So whatever you're making, if you're making sauce, like tomato
Never
sauce,
used it.
you get your vegetables or whatever it is to the right consistency. You take this, it goes right inside the pot. You don't have to take anything out. You zip, it purees everything, and it brings it, it makes it a little thicker. And that's what I do with this soup. And
That's
you have,
what I need.
and this does.
As soon as you said Cuisinart, I was like, I'm not taking the Cuisinart out
Right.
now after I put it all in a pot.
I think this is made by Cuisinart, but this is like $29.
It's perfect.
And if you have a coupon, some of these big kitchen stores, you get 20% off. It's worth it. It comes apart. It cleans easy. I use it for numerous things. It's a really good kitchen gadget, and I think if you have the right tools in your kitchen, dinner time, it makes it so much easier.
The less pots to clean, the better.
Right.
Exactly.
So for the second part of our meal, I'm going to put this aside for a second. The second part of our meal is going to be a wrap. So let me just clean out some of our, so this is my other kitchen trick. I do love to take some grilled chicken, olive oil, lemon juice. I put it in a bag, I let it sit, but sometimes I don't have time. I'll grill it up on the stove. I just don't have time to really get a dinner on the table. So my local market sells this grilled chicken. It's already made. It's flavorful. I've actually asked them what's in it just so that I know. This is a basic grilled chicken, canola oil, and they season it with a little bit of salt and pepper and some parsley. Yeah, so I like to slice these up. You can make quesadillas out of them. You can make wraps, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to take my wraps. Well, actually, before I take my wraps, I'm just going to take this off because get this out of the way here. We'll just put it right in here. And we can slice the chicken if we have a little, well, I guess we could use this serrated knife. So before we do anything, and I really just slice it on the angle. I mean, you really have to find something that you like. I found this at a local supermarket. It's good. It's quick.
It's already made.
It's already made. It's
the best
it's
part.
a healthier meat. Although I never met really. I'm more of a meat and potatoes kind of gal. I wish I could. Okay, and that's it. I have 2 here, but I think 1 will be plenty for a wrap. So we have that ready to go. I'm gonna put my olive oil aside. And I'm not a fan of mayonnaise. I never have been, even as a child. It just was not my favorite thing. But I love Greek yogurt. And what I like to do is take a little Greek yogurt, and I'm going to take my honey bear. I'm going to take a little bit of the honey bear. I'm going to give it a little bit of a squeeze here. Probably a tablespoon or so. You could put more if you like. And while I look for a spatula, we're going to, looking for my mustard. Oh, here it is. Make our own little honey mustard sort of dressing with Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. It's so good for you. It's got protein. This is 0%, so it's not even, it has no, there's no fat in here. Actually, I think this does need another squeeze of honey just to give it a little bit. Just to give it a little more flavor. You could put, I like it plain, but you could chop up some parsley, could chop up, you know, any herbs, or I'm not even gonna put salt and pepper on it because we're gonna have it in different layers of the other things that we have. It doesn't need any oils. Okay, and this will be part of our wrap. And the second part of our wrap, well, the third component is gonna be on avocado.
My favorite.
I love avocados. Do you know how to tell if an avocado is ripe?
No.
Because you're standing there, right? And you're like
Squeezing it.
I
I
was
was started
squeezing it.
squeezing it.
So there's a little trick which I learned. I actually learned this on social media, and I did a little research on it. So if you wiggle this part of the avocado and it doesn't move, it's not ripe. So if you want to eat it that night, don't buy it. But if this little nubbin pops off, it's ripe. And then when you look inside of it, so like this one it's mostly green, and sometimes it could be brown. That means that when you open this, it's going to have some brown spots inside. So this one is actually good though. This one looks like it has a little bit of brown, but if you look inside of it, you'll see it's green.
And it's hard. So I would have passed this
Right,
up in the supermarket.
And this one. So these little nubs are supposed to come right off. And that's how you know. This one does feel hard. I don't know if I would have eaten this one either. This one here. This one is definitely ripe, but you don't want them overripe either. You want them soft, but a good bite.
That's my biggest problem. I buy them and then I think I'm gonna use it, but
Right.
then I don't use it till the end of the week, and then I open it
And it's no good. So
Do you store them in the refrigerator or on the
I
counter?
do. My husband has a little hobby of growing avocado trees. So he tells me not to store them in the refrigerator because you can't plant the pit once it's been cold, which I didn't know. So he's definitely the green thumb. I'm the cook, and he's the what is that, hunter and gatherer? He does the plant-based, and I do the. So basically, to cut an avocado, you just cut it down the center here. The pit is in the middle, and be careful not to cut your hand. And there you go. And that's a good avocado. And you see the inside, it was green, so you have good. And then, actually, I like to sometimes rinse the outside, even though you're probably not. I'm gonna score it down the center, maybe 3 or 4 this way. 3, that's about 2. And if you squeeze it, it should pop right out. But we'll just leave it like that because I'm gonna slice those and we're gonna put those in our wrap. And I'm gonna get these out of the way, and our soup is cooking away. These I have up here by the window. Okay, so I have these Flatout wraps. They're flatbread wraps. Have you ever had them?
I do. I love them. I have them in my fridge right now.
Where do you find those?
You can find these Flatout wraps in the deli section of your local supermarket. And if you don't know if your supermarket sells them, you can go to the flatout.com website, and they will tell you there's a store locator can tell you where to find them. But they are in the deli section, and they make wraps. They make pizza crusts, which I make for my kids, a thin crust pizza. I love homemade pizza, but I'm going to tell you, we love them. But on to the wraps. So for this, we're going to just make a simple. Oh, I left out the bacon, ladies.
Bacon.
Oh
You
my
can't leave
goodness.
out the bacon.
Listen, this is uncured bacon, and it doesn't have any added preservatives, so it's not quite as salty as the bacon that we're used to. I bought a thicker slab. It's supposed to be a little healthier for you as far as bacon goes. So actually, well, I'm gonna grab 4 pieces of that. I'm sorry. So I'd say about 4 pieces. So this could be a quick meal. You've been busy all day planning your tables out, and you get home from work and it's late and you don't have really anything to make. So you get your cut up chicken, you get your grilled chicken from the market, grab an avocado. I keep bacon, if you make bacon on the weekends, I make extra and I save it. You can crumble it up, you can put it in sauces.
That's what we did today, this morning. We saved our bacon and have it for the rest of the
And
week.
you can have for the rest of the week. You can use it for so many different things. You can use it as a flavor additive. You can use it, I've used it in sauces, pasta dishes. But yeah, it's such, it's like any kind of prepared meat in your refrigerator will speed up your weeknight meal.
My kids love bacon
Right.
too, so.
So we're going to take, this is an awfully big spoon for this, so I'm sorry, this is really big. So we'll just take a little bit of our honey mustard that we made, just spread it on there. I don't want to put too much. I'm having a hard time spreading with this knife. I apologize. I mean the spatula. But just to give it that little creamy texture. Oh, I almost forgot my tomatoes. I'm going to run back and grab those too. If you like cheese, you could put cheese on here. I tried to keep it a little bit low cal, if that's even possible these days. But this definitely, oh, look, I think 4 slices. You could definitely get 2 wraps out of 1 piece of chicken. You can put your, actually we're gonna put our avocado on there. Depending on, you know, avocado, they're so good for you. Probably should have sliced these long ways, but it's okay. Just go with the flow, that's what I say. I think a lot of people, when they get in the kitchen, they make a mistake and they're like, you know, panic about it, and it's just go with it, you know? I mean, you make a mistake, really, I always say, try something new, because if you make a mistake, who's really gonna know? You know, don't do it, right, don't do it when you have company. I've done that. Don't do it when you have company. A few slices of bacon. Let's hope this closes. This is like a nice wrap here. I'm gonna put 2 on there. I don't know if we're gonna have room for our tomato. This bacon is beautiful. It's so nice and thick. These are already washed. I washed them already. And I have a knife, right? We'll use our cauliflower knife, that's fine. I'm gonna slice right through them. We have we'll just grab a little napkin here, just dry it off. I would just say 1 or 2 slices, really. You don't need too much. You could put pesto in there.
Oh,
Make a pesto Greek yogurt. I have pesto in the refrigerator. I should have done that. This is a recipe that I made a while back. So I think 3 slices will do her. Okay, so a little bit of a messy tray here, but a delicious wrap to go with your salad and your soup to be coming. So here we go. I'm gonna cut this and wrap that up. Nice chicken avocado with Greek honey yogurt. I guess we call that a honey yogurt Dijon yogurt. And 1 for you.
It's really good.
Here we go. Soup and a sandwich, and then I'm gonna just grab our soup. And okay, I think the soup is ready. Let me go grab it. Okay, this is our soup. I put it on a little trivet here. Just
It smells good.
it's just I want to give it a little taste before I serve it to you. You want to make sure that it's it's good. It does. I'm just gonna give me your bowl here, and already there's a little bit of thyme in there. I would, for me, if it was me, a little extra cheese on there. Grated cheese goes a long way with me. And a few ladlefuls there. That's for you.
Thank you.
And 1 for you. Something a little different. You could do this with just cauliflower. I've done that. A little cream. Okay. And there you go. I wanted to give you, just in case you wanted a little
Extra cheese?
I think it needs a little nutmeg for each. Gives it a little extra fall flavor. And a little, yeah.
It really does.
We could also, if you want, you could sprinkle. I put cheese.
cheese.
Yeah, I put cheese on everything. So, okay, ladies.
Right.
And give it a try and
Great, Tina.
see what you think and how you like it. It's just a quick, easy meal. A few shortcuts here and there, and you know it's definitely homemade. Thank you for joining me here today on my first show on LMC TV. If you'd like to find out more information on my guests, please visit their website at treatmesweetcandybuffets.com. And if you would like more information on any of the recipes or any information on me, you can visit my website, cheftini.com.